Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the ace match. Right now, MVP's playoff life is on the line. Even with the victory here, though, they won't necessarily have it. KT has a lot less to lose, but they have a lot to prove. Especially sending out Stats. He's an incredible player. Did so well in the Star League. If he loses here, doesn't look good.
No, it's going to be a tricky match for Losira. He managed to get it done against TY. A huge upset, in my opinion. And now he's going to try it again. It's going to be on Cactus Valley, though, against the Protoss. Not an easy matchup on this map.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see what sort of style he's going to bring to the table. If it were almost any other map, I'd say it's probably going to be aggressive, possibly even an all-in. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, that's the whole problem behind this map as well, right? Because it is such a choke in the front of your natural that finding any sort of damage early on is nearly impossible with a couple of good force fields.
Yeah, plus the size and the distance you have to travel to get there as well.
Absolutely.
If we get cross spawns, it gets out of control. Well, let's wait and see how they're going to play this one. And if there will be any aggression from Losira, because he did all in the first match he played today with Banelings early on. Stats does not look nervous here. Losira looks insanely ready to go.
Yeah, he's so focused right now. Gonna try and do it for his team.
He's in the lobby. He's been ready for a long time.
Yeah.
KT players known for taking a long time to get ready.
Yeah, they really do like to take their time. Slow down everything, except Life. Life's always on point. He's perfect.
That's true. He comes from a different background, I guess. Maybe you should teach them how to get ready quick.
Yeah.
And, we saw already Losira, basically, when he took that win, he looked insanely pumped. I feel like he's very emotionally invested in this. He might have even requested to be played in the ace match just simply because he's feeling really good today.
Yeah.
The rest of the team was like, yeah, I get that. Like, he might be the best choice. Everyone else is feeling nervous, but he's not.
It makes sense. I like that a lot. Coming off that big win as well. And he really is like the ace player for MVP at this point. He's the one that gets the most wins and does all the work. He's always the guy getting that score, and which is why we do see him with one of the most wins here in Pro League.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Still waiting for Stats to get in the lobby.
One day soon, I hope. We don't have him here.
There were a lot of reps talking with them, so it might be a computer technical issue. Sarah, on the other hand, just warming up his arms right now. Take a look at them back there. One of the fastest fingers in the East. And the West now when he travels overseas.
Yeah, whenever he goes, man, he's got the fastest fingers, that's for sure. Piano player, I believe, right?
Sorry, say that
I think he used to be a piano player.
Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't asked him myself, but I have heard that. I would expect that.
I would hope so.
With fingers that fast, he probably was.
He might as well be a guitar player for Dragon Force as well.
Yeah.
Fingers that fast.
I mean, you might as well pretty much do anything that requires fast fingers, man.
You might as well play some Dance Dance Revolution on the keyboard.
Yeah.
With fingers that fast.
Might as well use his fingers to play DDR on the dance pad.
No, that would be impressive, but I think Losira could do it.
He's got the APM ace. Losira's starting to get a bit frustrated here with this delay.
Can't believe this happens every single time.
They always do this to me.
KT, they're such prima donnas.
I was ready before I even went into the booth.
I came here ready.
What? You said they only have the Microsoft keyboard that comes with the computer? That's fine.
He'd do it, man. I'm sure he's done it before.
What? You said I had to beat In Control without a keyboard and only the mouse? That's fine. That actually happened.
Did it really?
That actually happened at an MLG.
Wow.
Zero beat In Control with only a mouse. So that's what they say anyways.
That's what they say.
That's how the legend is told.
We're starting the rumors here today. One way or another, Wolf.
All right. Stats finally looks ready at least.
He's been looking that way for a while. But,
moving his monitor slightly.
Get out the ruler.
There was a problem with his sound, actually, is what it says in the lobby chat. And it said they would need 5 minutes of time, but I wasn't paying attention as to when that was sent, so it could be like already resolved since.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just testing the sound, no doubt, in-game in a custom game versus the AI at this point.
That's a kind of a weird bug to have as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely wasn't Control S, right? They tried that.
Yeah, it could be. That's all they had to do. Kind of surprised they haven't put the camera on us. Well,
yeah, well, I'm actually pretty happy about it. I get to relax while we watch the scene unfold.
Going through, I'm just listening to this loop of this music again and again and again. Most intense music we have here at Pro League.
Okay, they suggested via body language that he wear the sound blockers. Now he will be wearing them, putting them on here, indicating that he is in fact ready. He's pending joining our lobby. He has joined the lobby. He's switched his race to Protoss. It is time, Moonglade.
Finally, it is time, Wolf. We get to see the ace match on Cactus Valley between MVP and KT Rolster.
And this should be a fiery match. The map is loading into our special Pro League lobby, so it seems all problems have now been resolved. This is the final match. This will be the match, the one game that will decide half of MVP's fate. And we're going to start it right here, right now on Cactus Valley. Losira responds to the top right, representing MVP in this ace match.
Down here in the bottom left, KT. Stats.
What were you laughing about earlier?
No.
I said Losira first.
No. I was laughing because you. I thought you might have missed it, but then you had a good way to ease into it.
Yeah.
That was good.
All right.
Impressed.
Cross spawns, Moonglade.
Cross spawns, Cactus Valley. Get settled in because it could be a long one.
Notice already Stats is going to.
Stats wants to get the job done.
Yeah.
With this sort of aggressive scout, leads me to believe it might be a cannon rush oriented build.
Enemies will force the pool first if he gets there fast enough, which he will get unlucky with his first probe scout. But if he commits to this, at the same time he sends that probe to the north top right, he will send a second probe to scout. If he makes a forge with that one, he's really going to definitely be attempting to commit.
Yeah, well.
Gets unlucky here.
Looks like he hasn't decided to make one just yet.
Second probe comes down now. Big commitment if he drops the forge at this point. And will he do it? He will.
He will. He's going to be looking for it. And we are going to see a hatch first from Losira, so cannons will be en route. Overlord's going to spot this probe pretty early on there. Oh,
that's important. He sends the second drone down.
There we go.
This will be able to block a full pylon wall. Multiple drones coming down here now, up to 4. And he's not going to be able to do a tight cannon wall.
No, he might not even go for it at this point.
Just wants to keep threatening that he will so that the drones stay here. And he's going to add a nexus. This probe movement already indicates.
Yeah, he's still queuing up probes at home as well, so he's certainly going to have enough.
He's considering doing a tight wall there.
I guess he could go for it.
With a second probe, he does have. But look at this. This is exactly why Losira patrols this drone here, because he knows that there's a possibility of that. And very well done. No Tal'Darim altar shenaniganry going on here.
No, none of that. Never again.
They needed like four pounds to block that in the past, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's very expensive, but people were still doing it. It worked a lot. Then Has basically showed that you can You can cannon with any number of pylons.
Yeah, Az can do whatever he wants, man. It's also that streamer that does nothing but cannon rush as well. I forget his name.
Yeah, I've seen his stream as well.
Yeah, some people just want to watch the world burn.
This is when he just adds cannons now. Cancels his gateway. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah, he just does it. Make a little pylon wall at the top of the ramp. Cannon the main somehow, even though that's creep.
There was this one player, this American player, back before WCS existed, called Wanna Be Cool.
Oh, yeah?
You remember this guy?
That sounds very familiar, actually.
He ended up on the team Infinity 7, I believe, at the end of his career for Starcraft 2, but he taught me, like, literally every position to cannon rush on in the old Wings map pool. He taught me, like, some really sick cannon rushes. This guy was a master of cannon rushing.
Oh, that's horrible.
I enjoyed it, but I've moved beyond the cannon rushing days, and in Legacy, I don't know if we'll be able to see too much of that.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. You'll either see less of it or some very powerful ones, right?
Like huge commitments because of the extra money.
Yeah, you just have so much money. And, ooh, nice block there, but nice mineral walk through.
Yep. For those of you who aren't familiar with how that drone just came through, it's like very basic, but if you're a newer player, you might not understand. Because probes don't interact, or probes, drones, or SCVs don't interact with other units while they're on the mine command, on the gather command, so that you can keep, for example, Marines or Stalkers in your mineral line to protect against mutalisks, so that the probes don't bump into those units. They literally go through units, so you can actually right-click on a mineral to walk through a zealot wall, and there's nothing the zealot can do. We'll simply just pass through it.
Yeah.
It's something that was, not necessarily intended to be used this way by Blizzard, but players have used it. Blizzard's kept them in the game. It's a cool thing you can do.
Yeah, well, I guess it's been around since the start of StarCraft 1 as well,
yeah.
So it's kind of just one of those traditional sort of things that just happen in the game. It makes sense.
Yeah, because if you had, say, like 6 Stalkers in your mineral line trying to protect mutalisks and your probes couldn't walk through them, you would lose so much mining from that, and it would just be awkward.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be that Oracle coming out from stats. And look at this, 7 roaches on the way already, and Link Speed about to finish up. So we might just see some very powerful aggression from Losira cross map on Cactus Valley.
Yep. Big commitment to this. It's going to be the last thing that Stats expects because of its, obviously weak viability at these positions. In fact, he's even cut a queen. If I'm not mistaken, he simply only has 1 queen, right?
He only has 1 queen.
So he's like, he needs every mineral he could get for this.
Yeah, well,
on 3 hatches.
Oracle, it should see maybe a couple of roaches.
Oh,
busted.
Okay, so seeing that 1 roach is enough.
Well, let's see what Stats are going to do to this. He's got a cannon, he's got a sentry, and a stalker at home with that mothership core.
I'd say just the key here would maybe just add more cannons and get another Oracle out, or even a Void Ray. Either way.
I think Void Ray and cannons, and chrono boosting out sentries as well.
Besides with the Oracle, but either the Void Ray's better against roaches, Oracle's better versus speedlings. That Zealot needs to make sure he holds it tight, and so far he fails at it. That sentry, as the energy is so important, he needs to hit another force field. Roach is being targeted here by the Oracle, so you should be able to buy enough time to get these cannons up. This strategy is just so weak at cross spawns like this.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to actually break through. It might kill this gateway, but there's still a wall, and cannons are finishing up now. Nice force field.
Yep, force fields go down here, and these roaches go down as well.
Everything getting completely annihilated. The forge stays as well, which is a huge advantage because that +1's going to finish up.
And now he's going for that Void Ray for extra safety. Losira has a very frustrated look on his face because he knows that reinforcing is going to be difficult at these spawning locations, but more than that, the fact that he has so few drones, this is really a burst that you can do with your first early minerals, but you will never be able to continue to produce that many roaches once you spend all that money.
Yeah, definitely not. And now there's 2 very healthy oracles on the map. You did cut queens for this. You're only making your spores now. The Stats can find some real damage here if he commits hard.
Yep, spores are not ready yet. Oh, that queen! Off creep, but it's just going to be ignored. There's only 3 drones to kill here. Make that 4. Gets 2 of them. We'll fight the queen. With no spore support, that queen will die. In fact, he could kill that second queen. He decides not to. Maybe
very low on energy. So maybe why he chose not to. He's got to wait for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he's now completely out. Micromanaging a Void Ray at the same time as well to kill an Overlord. It's going to be a second Void out.
Going to see a huge counterattack. Mass Blink Stalkers by the looks of things.
Oh. And he has so many cannons up at home that even if Losira tries to counterattack, all he needs to do is have a wall in place.
Actually, not even blink, just mass gateway units with this, and a couple of Void Rays.
Very quickly, he doesn't want to let Losira get enough units back up. Doesn't want him to, you know, be able to drone up and then use that economy to
Ling's getting thrown away as well. Losira's in such a horrible spot right now. He's going to try and make the units he can.
He's still trying to drone at the same time as this.
Yeah.
I think maybe misreading this because he thinks it's just going to be a little bit of pressure.
But I think he should realize if he sees 2 Void Rays with this, like, it's definitely a committal to some aggression here. But still, you know, he's lost so many Lings, actually. Nearly all of them at this point. Such a big number of them before this.
Yeah. And, you know, even with a ton of Lings, with 2 Oracles in the fight, he doesn't target those with his Queens. They're going to be able to wipe the Lings. What's left of them at this point easily.
Man, look at another massive walk-in of 8 Stalkers.
He can afford that because he has so many probes. Losira just barely now at 44 drones, but he spent a ton of larva for that. Hallucinated Archon here at the front to tank some damage. Yeah. There goes a Time Warp. And this is looking like bad news for Losira. I don't think he's going to be able to hold this one.
Yeah, no way, no how. No amount of ground units at this point is going to help out. Void Rays, 3 of them there. Just going to be doing so much damage.
Manor Colossus hallucinations here now as well.
I like it a lot.
And that should be game here. MVP will not be going to the playoffs. GG.
Nice try from Losira. Very ballsy kind of timing on the map like Cactus Valley. And unfortunately, he chose it against the wrong tech. Stargate was always going to see it. And Stargate was a great counter to that build as well.
High fives all around here for Stats. The player not scheduled to play in the initial lineup comes out for the ace match. Looks like they were planning on using him only in the extreme emergency of the ace match. He did his job well.
Yeah.
Simply just defending an all-in. The hardest all-in to pull off of those positions.
Yeah, that was a long shot for sure. So bad luck to MVP.
Do you think that perhaps MVP thought they'd be using a different race or a different player on this map? Maybe thinking it was going to be a Life or like a ZVZ or something?
Maybe they were hoping for a ZVZ or a ZVT. It's hard to say. Maybe they weren't thinking about Stats at all.
So you can just imagine no situation in which the coach says, we're putting you on this map versus probably a Protoss, and please do this all in. I almost feel like it was a desperation attempt because he was like, oh my god, I can't beat Stats.
Yeah.
Straight up on this map, no way.
Well, I guess he still is the best choice for MVP as well. You know, he is essentially their best player, so might as well give him a chance at trying to clutch it.
A good attempt there, but their playoff life ends. Here are our scores. MVP started off with 2 big upsets, Losira and Hero beating TY and Life, but then Zest, Flash, and Stats took out Gumiho, Youngwon, Losira respectively for 3 wins in a row. The win in that ace match advanced 3-2.